everybody. Coming to you through the power of the internet. This is Will Phototech, and I'm going to talk rather extensively about all the general continuum of rumors coming out of Let's Play video games. And I really don't know the history behind the group. It must be small because I hardly ever even knew about it. But let's move on from there. Their rumors seem to revolve around a portable NX unit, like a handheld, like a portable gaming system, like something in this vein. However, what they are describing is something more like this. Which this is, by the way, is a PlayStation Vita. But anyways, they are describing a system with same basic buttons setup as a PS Vita, and that the games that are coming out for it in the first 6 months will be a Zelda game, which we already know is coming to the NX. There's no points for them on that. And then there's also potentially what they say a Mario game in the first 6 months, which is kind of lazy rumor because a well-planned but lazy rumor, which is Nintendo usually tries to release a Mario game pretty soon. And then there was a Pokemon game rumor, part of the rumor, where there will be a Pokemon game for the NX within the first 6 months. Now, that is the first rumor. On the second rumor, they redefined the statement on the Pokemon game that the Pokemon game is going to be a new take on Red and Blue version, and it's being developed by Game Freak. That is the second Let's Play rumor that I remember being listed off. Then the third one, which is the newest one, is that the Nintendo NX will have a segmented D-pad, which is not a Nintendo design, but a Sony design, and it'll have multi-touch screen, so you can tap the screen in multiple places and move back and forth and do multiple things, much like a PlayStation Vita. And it will have a share button, and come to think of it, they're basically almost describing a updated version of the PlayStation Vita. Now, they also state that the buttons are removable. The buttons, you change them out for different styles and stuff like that. And what it keeps coming to me is that they are almost like describing a updated version of the PlayStation Vita, which is also rumored to be in the works. Sony has abandoned the PlayStation Vita, yet there's a rumor that's floating around that there is a new version of the PlayStation Vita that has like a share button and a whole bunch of other little things. So, funny thing is, like, Let's Play Video Games is almost describing the rumored updated version of the PlayStation Vita. And as I said before, the thing that kind of got me is that Let's Play Video Games said that the PlayStation Vita, not the PlayStation Vita, but the Nintendo NX unit has a segmented D-pad, which is not Nintendo design. Nintendo actually patented its D-pad. I'm not joking. A lot of the old dog gamers are, yeah, I already know that. Oh yeah, but Nintendo patented the D-pad design. So if you look at a classic Nintendo system, the D-pad is typically always that same design. It is a plus shape, lower in the center, higher on the edges, and it's fairly even. Now, there has been subtle variations or changes over time. if you look on the Game Boy, the classic toaster Game Boy, you know you could kill a person with this thing. Believe it or not, a Game Boy survived a fire bombing, and still works. This is not that Game Boy. That's charred up. But this is all reliable here. You know you could hold this, smash someone in the head with this, and they will be down on the ground. This will still work. And moving on to the next version of the Game Boy. This is called a Game Boy Pocket. It's a slightly smaller version of the Game Boy. Same kind of D-pad. The difference is on this D-pad from this D-pad is this D-pad has actually three little ridges, little bar ridges, like pill tablet ridges on it, and it's very mild. Where this one has little arrows inside of the D-pad. And that continues on to the Game Boy Color. Same triangle indents. Incidentally enough, I do believe the same D-pad, the same mold for the D-pad was used for the GameCube controller, which is why it's so tiny. God, that was a tiny D-pad. And then here's a Game Boy Advance SP. I actually loaned off my regular Game Boy Advance to my mom so she can play Tetris. But the D-pad is still pretty much the same design, minus the ridges. There's no ridges, no arrows either. And then the big old DS. And now, if you look, there is now two ridges. Same basic design on the D-pad, but now there's a ridge. There's a ridge right here on the D-pad that makes the outside eighth of an inch higher than the center. And then here is a DS Lite, a pink one. I get these things from thrift stores. And there's no ridges or anything, it's perfectly smooth, but there's now just little white lines on it. But you notice that the D-pads are pretty much the same thing. And then the Nintendo 3DS has the same style of D-pad as the Nintendo DS Lite. This is my 3DS XL. Now, the PS Vita has a solid but segmented D-pad. It's a solid button, but there is notches cut into it, denoting the 4 directions. Now that is not a Nintendo design. Nintendo has never used that design. It is very close to a Nintendo design. But there's a small selection of D-pads from multiple Nintendo systems and a Sega system. Not a Sega system, a Sony system, sorry. I could show you a... Hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, there's a little jump cut there. I was going to try to hunt down my Game Gear to show you the D-pad on that. But I also found... I didn't find the Game Gear. But I found my PSP. My PSP 3000. And there's the D-pad. It's segmented. Yet again, what I'm trying to get at is... the guys at Let's Play Video Games is describing the rumored PlayStation system, not the next generation PlayStation's handheld version of the PS Vita, as opposed to the Nintendo NX or anything like, or a Nintendo system. Nintendo has consistently the same design of D-pad. And the fact that they specifically stated that the D-pad is segmented means it's not a Nintendo designed D-pad. But then again, who argues that any particular D-pad is not necessarily a Nintendo D-pad, because Nintendo is the company that made the D-pad a thing. Pokemon Shuffle. It's my time kill. But there I covered three or four rumors by Let's Play Video Games. The first and foremost is that the Nintendo NX is coming. It is a handheld system in the shape of a phone tablet, about yay big, and there's 3 games coming out for it in the first 6 months: a Zelda game, a Mario game, and a Pokemon game. And then the next rumor was that the Pokemon games were in fact going to be a reimagining of a remake or a whole new version or a new form of Pokemon Red and Blue for the Nintendo NX. And it's being developed by Game Freak, which is interesting if that was true. A whole restart on Pokemon with the original 2 versions, which would technically be red and green if you're going by Japan. And then the third rumor was that the system has a share button. The screen is 6.7 or 6.5 inches, and that it has a share button and it has a segment D-pad, which is odd because all Nintendo systems typically have a solid D-pad as opposed to a segmented D-pad. Segmented? Solid. Nintendo home consoles have solid D-pads. Nintendo really likes that D-pad design. They tweak it here and there. They make it a little bit bigger. They make it a little bit smaller. They add ridges. They put arrows into it. They put texture on it. But they don't segment it. They don't change the fundamental shape, the basic shape of the D-pad. They don't cut into it excessively. They might put a little belly button divot in the center. They might raise the edges a little bit more. But other than that, they don't screw with it too much. And that's right where I take the Let's Play Video Games rumor and shove it off the ledge of, it sounds interesting, but it's not likely. I don't really think it's actually a thing. I think Let's Play Video Games is just trying to pile onto the NX rumor train and ride it somewhere. And they probably are just doing that because, first and foremost, I've never heard of them, so they must be small, and they must want to grow their website and channel or whatever they have and get somewhere. So, okay. Well, thank you very much for watching my video. Do not forget to give me a chance and hit the little button that says subscribe. Please vote on my videos, comment. Please comment. If you don't like my videos, please tell me why you don't like my videos. If you disagree with me on something, please tell me. I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to give you crap. Please note that I do notice a lot of people who get flagged by the spam bot filter, and I don't have any specific rules. I don't even have people's comments filtered. So in other words, you type in a comment, an entirely original comment, it should immediately appear and it should stay there. It should not disappear. Key. However, if you use the same combination of words or a long sequence of words which you copy paste repeatedly, the spam bot will pick you up and put you in the spam folder, in which the case then I will then approve your comment because I'm not gonna judge people too much. I realize people want to be heard and seen, and I'm not gonna flag everyone down and ban them off the channel because they say great video, great video, great video in 1,000 videos. They're just putting themselves out there trying to get heard. I'm not gonna jump up and say no. So yet again, thank you very much for watching the video. Have a delightful evening. See you next time.